market commentary. My name is Charlie Fulkerson, joined by my dad, Sunburnt Chuck Fulkerson. That's 3 days in a row.
Yeah, keep rubbing it in, kid. Hope everybody had a great 4th of July holiday. Welcome everybody back to the Daily Market Commentary. We don't have a whole lot to cover today, as futures are up just a little bit, but I kind of feel like we're in a little bit of a chop range. I call it the summer doldrums, the part of baseball season where the markets don't really want to move. I always equate things back to baseball season. You know, in baseball season, it's July and August that separate the men from the boys. When in the markets, it's July and August that keep you either in the game or out of the game, because you're either going to go crazy because you're not getting as many good trading days, or you're going to try to force trades when they're not really there. And I think that may be a potential for the rest of this week. So taking a look at our S&P, we had a strong pullback on Tuesday the 3rd, which I will say I did not anticipate either one of these pullbacks. I didn't set up a level around here because I kind of felt like, well, we've already used it a number of times. Now, here's what I'm seeing at this point. We have higher swing lows and lower swing highs. But I think that we're still within this range, so there's not a whole lot that I'm going to look at today in here in the S&P. Same thing in the Nasdaq. Not a whole lot that I want to look at. We are coming up to a potential reversal area right through here, where this acted as resistance. Old resistance kind of becomes new support, and it's really this whole region here that we're coming up to. So keep this area here in mind. We're not quite there yet, but it is an area to kind of keep in mind for the future. So let's see if we get there today. That being said, I still think we've got higher swing lows, lower swing highs in the S&P that I'm really leaning on a bit more. Crude oil. So crude, we talked about the potential breakdown from here. This is what we had, was a strong move down out of this area. And now we've kind of come back up to what could be a breakout long area up above here. We've not broken out really as of yet, but we are still just kind of this basing period. So above 75, remember this was on an announcement. Above 75, though, you may get a chance to get in if you wanted to take a long. I don't see that we're going to get this pullback into here today. Or really any time in the next couple of days. But if we break out above that ceiling, it could be an opportunity to buy and for the price to continue to go up if we break above that $75 ceiling. Gold. So taking a look at gold. Now we did have a reversal point here in gold at 1243. This got as high as 1263 for 20 points out of that move. So if you were able to catch that one, great. It moved about a 2-to-1 reward to risk. At this point, your stop obviously should be taken and moved up and protected, and you probably have taken some profits off the table at this point and moved your stop up to about this region here. Now, we did still have this blue line as our price target for back in there, and that price target was indeed hit. So what I'm going to do is remove that price target line. Okay, and so that is an area still a valid level. If most of you probably that took that trade have probably already either capitalized on the move or closed the position out. So that one kind of is going to stay off my radar screen for the next couple of days. Next,
Except you want to put it back on.
Well, I'll put it back on later. Okay, let's look at bonds. Which way do bonds look like they're going, Charlie? Are they going up? Are they going down? Or are they going sideways?
Sideways.
Right, so there's really not a whole lot to do. When we see something going sideways, more than likely I'm going to want to stay out. There's not a lot of things for me to do in this one. I have a potential where we see lower swing highs here and here and here, but nothing that I'm going to want to trade at the moment. So I'm going to let the bond market be. In the Aussie, we are still in between our Aussie reversal areas, so nothing to add here in the Aussie. The euro, Once again, still in between this big one price movement, and I've not seen any strong conditions for reversals. And then the Canadian dollar, we're coming up near what could be a breakout to the upside here on the Canadian dollar. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take this blue line and move it down a bit. And the reason I'm going to move it down is because we have been putting in these essentially higher lows. I'm trying to activate this drawing, and it's just not activating for me. There we go. All right, I'm giving up on activating this drawing, and I'm just going to draw a new one. Right through here for a potential breakout to the upside in the Canadian dollar. Last but certainly not least would be our pound.
Great British Pound and the Japanese yen.
Very good. You do really.
You will always say the same thing of the markets.
Well, that's because we always look at the same markets. Because if
I know,
you look at the same thing every day, you get to know what it looks like.
In the markets is different, and out of the markets is the same.
I'm a man of habit. What can I say, Charlie? Okay, natural gas. Nat gas has come back down to a potential reversal area. We have started to get the move off of the nat gas level. So our nat gas level, our target would be somewhere up. Our first target anyway would be somewhere up in this range here. Move your stops accordingly. We've not gotten a great reversal out of it, but move your stops accordingly. There's an area up here at this 877 level. British pound. Now, I don't like the arrival we're getting into this pound, so I'm going to change this from a solid line trade to a dashed line trade because the way that we're coming into the level, a little bit of basing, a little bit of sideways price action, you know, some wicks in here that show me that there's some indecision. Although the fact that there's higher wicks tells me that the sellers keep rejecting price from going any higher. Japanese yen, our level's still way up here. Nothing in here that I'm going to add to the yen. And then copper, I've got nothing to add in the copper markets. We've just kind of continued to move down.
Which copper? I didn't hear you say anything about a copper.
I don't look at copper every day, but this is the copper market. See, look right there, right? It says copper futures. And so copper, when I look at the 4-hour chart, has really just been falling completely off the radar. So there's nothing long that I'm going to be taking on this thing at any time soon. For those of you that are swing traders, maybe you've taken a nice big move on that, as it's kind of come hammering down. None of these have been areas where I've been able to see a point to get back in, or even any strong breakout opportunities. Have really presented themselves. So not one of my normal trading vehicles. I added it because somebody asked me to take a look at it on a regular basis. And so I have some reversal trades in here. Theoretically, there's still more room for it to fall. But copper falling, by the way, is an interesting, it's considered a leading indicator in many ways. For those of you that follow that, there's a lot of people that see falling copper as a leading indicator for equity markets. So that's somewhat disconcerting for those of you that do consider it a leading indicator for equity markets. So, all right, everybody. Well, thank you so much. I hope you have a great trading day. Not a whole lot to add today. We'll see what happens throughout the day, but just always remember, follow your plan. Talk to you soon. See ya.
Bye. Let me talk, please.